This is Jambo Radio.
Welcome, one and all to the African Warriors Show. Once again, it's your boy TK Mula. We are here to educate, elevate, and obviously, and of course, entertain. And that is Tony Nyadundo. This time, I'm telling you, the show is fire. We are going to be discussing the African culture versus the Western culture. And of course, you're getting us from www.jamboradio.co.uk. Feel free to chime in. Call the show at +447437826865. Jambo Radio on social media, Facebook Live, Jambo Radio on Instagram. Welcome to the show. And of course, we have a guest with me. This is our regular guest right about now. You know her. Her name is Terry. And I want everyone to come on the show. Let's discuss this. I feel like this is quite an important topic. This is something that we would like to share ideas. Let's speak about it. This song is called by Tony Nyadundo. I don't remember the name actually because it's quite a traditional one. This is from the Luo tribe of Kenya. Today I'm looking sharp. I'm looking dope. I wish you could all see me, but if you go to my Instagram or you go to Jambo Radio Instagram, you will see what I'm wearing. Today is a traditional show because we are discussing our African traditions versus the culture in the Western countries. Let's go, Tony Nyadundo. Then we'll come back and start off the show. Kanungo eteko. I don't even know what that means, but you know, when it comes to music from Africa, it's not about meaning. It's about rhythm. It's about the beat. It's about how it makes you feel. And that song is dope. That is called Ohangla. The drumming that is being used on that is called Ohangla. I remember in school, Ohangla used to be the thing. Yeah, you used to tap it on the desks and all that. I want to introduce the person making noise next to me so you can also hear her voice. Madame Moselle, welcome back. Introduce yourself again.
Hi guys, I'm Terry. Welcome back. I think at this point...
You're a member?
I'm a member. No, I've always been a
usual
member.
Contributor.
I'm always a member, but I think I get to learn more as well about different things
and topics that we
discuss. Yeah, I'm always around. I might not be on air, but
you're always listening.
Yes.
Thank you. And I hope as well we are gaining people outside there because I hope we're doing interesting topics that people want to know and listen to. Mm-hmm. Today we chose to discuss the African culture versus the Western culture, or let's say versus the European culture.
Thank you.
Terry was trying to say that she thought I meant West Africa.
Wait,
I'm like,
English
no.
Englishing.
Your English and the way you can wing.
English is not my first language, so excuse me when I got lost in that sense.
And today I promise you some very, very nice classic music, cultural music from not old school. You know, when people say old school, they mean like, something that started way back. I mean legendary music that will never die. That's what we're going to be listening to today. Other than that, let's dive into it, yeah? But let's talk about some recently happening issues or stuff that's just happened, you know? Although it is sad, we have to send our condolences. Mm-hmm. Our African star called Davido and Chioma happened to lose their baby. The baby, I think, fell in a swimming pool last evening. I think we're getting to the hospital, was pronounced dead. Mm-hmm. You know, sadly, bad coincidences happen. The child was born on the same month.
So it was his birthday month?
Yes. Actually, it was like 2 weeks ago. They threw up like a whole thing for him. You know, Chioma and Davido had broken up. They're starting to come back together now. And then this happens. I can't even imagine how it is for the family. I'm hearing like 8 people who are arrested. You know, you don't understand how something like that happens to such a big star because, you know, these people, they always have people around them, like
watch out.
From police to bodyguards to nannies to So I've
doesn't
heard
matter.
online like eight to around 10
doesn't
people have
matter
been arrested
what
because
one.
it's on your watch. If I'm like, what are you doing in that house?
If God giveth, God taketh.
God, so that you're giving it fate. You're giving fate the power here.
At this point, I'll give the lives that we have. I'll give it fate to God.
Okay, guess what? Also, on the other news, and we send our condolences to the family, by the way, of the video. I don't know how this is very sad.
Everything happens for a reason.
But yes, there's a reason for everything, and hopefully they're still young, and I'm sure since they're back together, they still have.
I think this is a
some
time
more
for them to be
babies.
strong together.
Yeah, and it's good that they were together when this happened. On the other news, sadly as well, someone else is gone from the Migos group, shot dead in I think Houston over a game of dice. This is why I appreciate living in this part of Europe. Gun violence is quite okay. I've never even heard of it. Like, it's quite low, and when you hear about it, it must be some bad people. Here there's more of maybe stabbings and stuff like that, and that's why I appreciate being in the UK.
Stabbing unaweza survive.
You might survive a stabbing, or you can even run. You cannot outrun a bullet and all that. Sadly, I don't know if everybody knows these people, but he was in the group Migos. Migos consists of Quavo and Takeoff, and their uncle, who's Offset, and the husband to Cardi B. And they had actually thrown off Takeoff from the group just recently, and they were just two of them. But now I think
they didn't. But I've actually been reading this recently. But is it Offset that Takeoff is dead? Takeoff was laying low. wasn't nobody's business. No one knew his businesses. He was just. He never even used to sing as well, innit?
Yeah.
Like, he used to be. So I know he's just been working on himself, and then all of a sudden, life happens.
On
That's
a
what I'm
better
saying.
note,
Everything
I think
happens
in
for
life,
a reason.
these are things we should expect. And anyway, condolences to all the families. And tomorrow is another day, and we are all headed that way. Other than that, on a lighter note, let's come back to our topic today. African culture versus the Western culture. What do you understand by that, Terry? What do you think I mean when I say that?
Well, at first I got confused because my geographic.
Now biological?
My geography was not working properly, because when it comes, I've been born in Africa, so it's the same. Okay, I'm not trying to shame anyone or anything, but it's the same thing when you ask white people where Africa is. They think it's a country. So for me, when you said Western, for me in my mind,
West Africa.
West Africa.
So let me give you then a few details so that you can know what we're talking about. Your culture has everything to do with you as a people or as a race. See, what food we eat, how we look, how we dress, our music, our language, everything to do with what identifies you as a person who belongs to a particular, group. And every group on earth is encultured. The Chinese have theirs. In Europe, the US has a gun culture. That's a culture as well. It's a gun culture. Here more or so it's like knifing and stuff. But all that is it is under culture. And what I want us to discuss is the European diaspora, the Africans who migrated either long time ago or just lately. Are we still encultured? Are we losing our culture? What are the effects of that? How are we raising our kids over here? What do our kids know about their own culture? What do they identify with? I think this is kind of very important. So let us go to the second song. And today you'll notice, as I said, the music is about culture. There's no hip hop today. Today I'm gonna give you a little bit of every East African, mostly cultural songs, things that they used to do that they identify with as culture. So our next song is called Kidudu Mtu. Kidudu Mtu is a song I heard way back. This is called Taarab.
But what does kidudumtu mean?
Kidudumtu. Let's listen to the words. Kidudumtu, they're trying to say the person who's pretending
Kidudumtu
is a parasite.
is a parasite.
So this song is called Taarabu. It has a very specific dance to it. We see we're talking about culture. There's a specific dance to this because songs which have culture.
Are you dancing?
This one I will try, but this one is mostly danced by ladies wearing the dera and having some other shook around their waist,
So
and
you
then
need to get
they
going.
they vibrate. For lack of saying other words, they vibrate their hands to the beat. Let's go. Kidudu Mtu from Tanzania. And you can go and look at it on YouTube as well and find other more Taarabu songs and enjoy them. Whoa. I wish you were in the studio right now. That song was dope. We had ourselves on our feet dancing. Nimewambia, go on our IG. Go on our IG on Jambo Radio and see what's happening in studio. Back to our topic. Now let's dive into it. I wonder how much of our culture as Africans who live, work here in the West, how much of our culture will survive? Mostly, the world has been a place where our culture as Africans is taken, changed, and sold to us. That's what I feel about it. Go see, look at Gucci. Look at the colors of Gucci, and I wish you could look at me right now. It's just a change in color. I think we even have a caller. Let's see what they want to say to us. Hello?
Hello, hi.
Hi. Who's on the other end?
My name is Vanessa. I'm calling from Glasgow.
Oh, Miss V, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tony?
I'm all right. Enjoying the topic today.
Yes, it's a lovely show today. Let me tell you, this topic is so on point.
Tell me, what's
Because
your opinions?
I feel like
Yeah.
the African culture
Yeah.
is not half as appreciated as it should be. And it is not half as represented as it should be.
And who do you feel is to like blame for that?
Well, unfortunately, us Africans.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because we tend to really adopt the Western culture thinking, oh yeah, that's the shit. Or, I mean, that's the way.
Yeah.
But, it's really not.
So what are you doing, like you yourself? What do you think we would do better? What should we do better to try and, push our culture?
One thing all African countries have in common,
Yeah.
well, two things actually,
Yeah.
is great music and great food.
And I feel like you see how our music has been received right now in the whole world. Like, but it's just happened right now, right? Like, this is the biggest we've ever been.
I know it's just happening now. It should have happened a few years ago.
There's been people like
people are also taking credit.
there's been people like Fela Kuti and everyone, but it has never happened on this scale. Like, African music is selling out arenas. One person,
Exactly.
not Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So what else should we do? Maybe we should be having like African restaurants like McDonald's, African just nyama choma. That is because culture is about food as well. Maybe we should be teaching the white people our language, because right now we're speaking in English.
See, it doesn't really matter if we teach westernized people our culture.
Yeah.
It only matters if we own our culture
All right.
and walk in that pride, like just walk in your culture, be proud of your culture. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
once the Western world sees that, trust me, they will follow suit.
So Miss V,
Like the way you're wearing
okay.
today, Tony.
yes,
You said you want to walk in town and show everybody.
Yes.
This
where
is
I'm
what,
from,
Yes.
I want them to take pictures of
Do
me.
you think
Yeah.
a proper African person would be like, it's too cold right now, I'm not going to wear that? But you're
Yeah.
embracing it. It does not matter what weather it is,
Yeah,
but you're celebrating yourself this weekend,
exactly.
this week.
And this is not even like
So
from
you're
my tribe.
embracing
I'm
it.
just embracing the. I think this. I'm wearing. Actually, if I'm not told anyone, this is the Maasai tribe, and I feel like this is the only tribe in Kenya that has really maintained their culture
Their culture,
till now,
right?
compared to all of
And
them.
it's so beautiful.
Because you have.
No. There's no tourists going to see
don't walk
Kikuyus.
around in them.
Tourists go to see Maasai because Maasai do everything the same back there in Narok. They have their cultural events that happen every year. Like even circumcision events happen, and like you hear even the ministers have gone there too. There was,
They want to see.
the Luya people have like their bullfighting thing that happens in the stadiums. I don't think we have an event like as a Miss Bunny. Where are you originally? Which tribe are you from, and where are you from?
I am Kikuyu and I'm from Kenya. And honestly, I'm ashamed to say that our culture has been trickled down by westernization so much that even, the wedding ceremonies, the itegas, the rorashios.
Yeah, that's the
now
dowry.
So,
Yeah.
they're so like westernized. You can't. It's
True.
you
There was
know,
a
the
whole argument
authenticity
of whether
is
in this
missing.
generation we should pay, if men should continue. There was a whole discussion if men should continue paying for bride price. It's a traditional way. It does not matter. Look, one thing I'm gonna
that's
say.
a
My
whole
mom
different
said, if it's a
conversation.
white man, he doesn't have to pay for your bride price. I'm like, why?
All right.
Why are
Because
we
that's
only
your
making-
tradition, yeah. He should
He
join in.
He
yeah?
should join in
yeah.
and know.
Yeah, and know
But
about
my mom
it.
was like, if you marry a white man,
Yeah.
no. If you marry an African, yeah, he will pay. If a white man, nah. I was like, why?
No.
He's the one who's supposed to come
That's
and
very
embrace
unfair.
our culture. And he, you know how sexy my white man would look like in an African change.
Wearing the African attires and stuff, yeah. Okay, see, let me ask you, because I have one lady here and one lady on phone, yeah. Can I ask you this, yeah?
Yeah.
Then let me challenge your thinking 1 second. So, the white man came to Africa, right? Sold us books and English and the culture, right? We started embracing what their culture is, right? Then they told us like marriage is man and woman. It should be one and one, right? Now they're changing it on us, and they're calling it fancy names to have triple and triple. As we just used to call it, it is what was it called? No, polygamy. That was normal. Like when a man was in a certain state in the community, and he has the ability and the resources, the wife needs a helper. Now they told us, no, you have to go to church and say it is one person, right? Then soon as we just adopted it, and now every woman in Kenya or Africa believes it now. Now they turn it again and they've said, okay, we are doing
Multiple.
I don't know it's called. I don't even know the right name to call it, but it's polyamory and stuff
polygamy, monogamy, and polygamy.
polyamory or
So who's being taken for a ride? Is it us Africans or is it?
You know, you made that point very well. I
Yeah.
did not think about it that much, but you made that point.
Yeah.
Yes, in our culture, in the African culture, you are allowed to marry multiple women. And then all of a sudden, when we were colonized, it was wrong. Or when the Pope said it was wrong, it was wrong.
Yes.
But right now, we are allowed. Men think, oh, it's in the. You know what men think? It's in the culture. We can cheat. It's fine.
Yeah, because they still
But
kind
now,
of do it.
They do it.
but
Like, it feels like they're being.
forced into something else.
We're not.
Can I pick your minds on something?
Yeah.
Do you actually know that ancient Africa, like the beginning, yeah, in ancient Africa,
Don't scare me. Were
it
you
was
there?
actually seen as
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
were allowed to marry multiple men.
Yes,
not
that was a
bad
thing as
to
well.
have multiple
That was
women.
a thing in the African setting. That was also a thing.
And now
Exactly.
that we're
So,
gay.
They came and they were like, oh, women and women can't be together, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It's against I don't know, God, whoever was the fuck.
Do you
But
know- And I think these things are even biblical. So I don't know what you were given the Bible. We were given the Bible. Then again, we were told not to read that part or what.
That was the New Testament until they changed it into the Old. The Old Testament was according to what Jesus wrote.
But
what
you know,
was
even the
followed. But the New
Bible-
Testament is what they believe we
But you
should
see,
follow.
and as I
the
said-
people that wrote the
They
New
wrote the
Testament are the people
Bible.
those are rules.
But
that they're
you see
writing for
what I
us.
said as well. Everything comes from Africa, packaged here, then resold to you how they want. Because even the Bible itself should not have been brought because it was made there.
In
That's
Egypt,
where
in
the people
Africa.
who were being Christ and being Muhammad.
Super
They were
fast.
there, not here. But now it was packaged to suit a certain thing. But I'm blaming
But
ourselves
why are
because
we-
we are very willing
we feel
to take
pressure
new. We not even pressure. We are we have an affinity for this, and I'm wondering why don't we have the same affinity for our own cultures, our own things.
I
Right?
feel
we
because
have an affinity for it because as Africans, we're very accommodating. You know the saying, mgeni njoo mwenyeji apone.
Yeah.
It means welcome your guests. Yeah, if you have guests, welcome them, so that whoever lives there feels better, feels happier. You know what I'm saying? So Africans, we have a very accommodative culture, in the sense that we tend to accommodate too much. We accommodate this.
and that's how we ended up in slavery.
Thank you.
So right now, I think we have to put a limit on what we can, like, put out there for them not to come back. Because half of the things in the British Museum is African stolen. Because we allowed it to happen, but we cannot fight back because we tend to feel like the more we fight, it's just gonna be war. But I'm not saying us African, but we're trying to look for peace. We're just trying to get a way to get our heritage back. But these people just want to fight us back, and we're not trying to look for war. Do you get what I mean?
And that's why I'm thinking maybe we should start by taking back the things that we can easily do. That you see, let's
Like
take back
black
our mannerisms. Let's take back our food. Let's take back our language. Let's start teaching our children our songs.
No, at first we have to accept our skin color, and then we can start from there. Because that's what we're doing with the Black Lives Matter that has started in 2020. That was Africans standing up for themselves, and that's what we started. And we said, you know what? We are done listening to you. We are at this point. We are more than you. You're the one that stole from us.
Yup.
All right.
Okay, well, it's nice talking to you guys.
Thank you so much for calling in. Please,
Thank you
Miss
so much
Fee,
for
do you
having
listen to our show every time? We're taking a music
course.
break, but please be calling
I
in
am there live.
as
I am
more
there live
as
vibing
you
with
can.
you guys.
Cool. Now we're going to Uganda. I'm gonna give you a hit from Uganda. This is called Sitialosi. I loved this song when it came out, and I think it blew up. This was like he's called Eddie Kenzo.
Do you know what the song means?
I do not know. Please educate
I
me.
don't know.
Oh, we need someone from Uganda out there to please call in and tell us what does this song mean. But we love the song Sitialosi by Eddie Kenzo.
Music
Let's
dances.
go. Zena, Sitialosi by Eddie Kenzo. That song is from UG. Dope. I'm telling you today, the studio is on fire. We on our feet. We're talking about the African culture versus the Western culture. What do you think, guys? We had a caller right now. Thank you for calling and chiming in. We'll keep discussing. Let's go on. Let's go ahead. So, I want to know, Terry, do you know of any ways that culture can be preserved? How do you preserve culture? How do you make sure there is a continuity to our culture? What things can we do? Since we now know that we have an issue, and the issue is like
Embrace it.
most of it is fading.
Embrace it.
How do you embrace it?
Embrace it.
Are you...
You know, the other day I was wearing an African jumper,
Yeah.
and I passed it off to one of my friends who was cold, and he was like, "This is too African."
What?
And I look.
Was it an African?
He was an African, you know them, and I passed it to him because I know he was cold. I was wearing something different, so I was like, "You can have mine," and he was like, "Oh, I feel too African," and I was like,
You're afraid to look too African.
That's the whole
That's the
point.
problem then. There is the
Embrace just because he has something African, he has the colors of Africa. He said, "I feel too African."
First of all, I think for me, let me talk about myself. Then maybe someone else out there might think of how they would do it. For me, I think I can first blame myself because I don't really know my language, like my tribal language, as much as I should. But since I came to Europe, I have now like embraced it, and I try to speak it every chance I get. And I know some people here, but maybe it's 2 families that I've met who speak their local, either
Kikuyu,
Swahili in their house. They only speak that to their children. So because their children will go out and learn English and speak the proper whatever school English. So it's been made a rule in the house. When you come back in the house, we're only speaking.
You can answer in whatever language you want to answer.
No,
for me, my parents say
Yeah.
they will speak to me in Kikuyu.
yeah. So
Normally, I will answer it in Swahili, but if I answer in English, that's a problem. Because I'm trying to...
So me, I think it's distance relative, but the children can reply in the language because since they were born, that's what is being spoke in the house. And then, the kids' minds are very, they're easy to learn than you trying to learn a new language.
True.
So the kids just went into it. So they're speaking the language, but with a wang to it. So it sounds even nice. So if their grandma calls from home,
They
from
can
Africa,
speak to them.
the kid takes the phone and goes to the bedroom and is speaking. What are you eating? We're eating this. What are you doing? We're doing this. What did you learn in school? And he's speaking to the grandma. The grandma doesn't speak English, doesn't speak Swahili. She only speaks one language.
But also, we feel like we're embarrassed about our country. Yes, our country is going through a lot, corruption and everything, and we don't want to associate ourselves with that, and we try to actually cut ourselves off with our family back home because we feel they're dragging us, innit? But I feel if we actually encourage, like the African warrior, what we're doing, we are supporting people back home.
That's the theme.
Bringing them here.
Yeah.
So that means hatujawachilia.
We are trying to show you if there's a way, or to bridge that gap, or to,
But for some people here, as soon as they came here, they found their lifestyle. They
hang up the phone to Africa.
They'll be like, "Oh, what do you want? What do you want?" They're done with Africa. I'm not saying no, send money to Africa, but try to support.
So we've identified language is one way we could try and
supporting each other.
We'll come back and talk about another way maybe we could try and save our cultures. We have a lot of cultures, Even events, we could do just events from everyone from, different countries. Bring your food, bring your clothes, bring your music, and let's vibe to it. That's another way.
Do you know what? I have an idea at this point.
Yeah.
Let's do an African Day.
We
can do a proper show.
That is the whole thing now.
Everyone come. Display that we can even have a runway where we just display different African things and appreciate.
And right about now, let me put some music that I think is appreciated all over Africa. And as I said, this music we're playing today is not about what you can hear, but I'm sure you will love it. This is Extra Musica at Major. When this song drops anywhere I am, I don't care if I'm in the bus stop, I am at work, something starts moving, my feet just start moving. This is Extra Musica. Extra Musica. That is Lingala. Lingala is from where? Terry, where is Lingala from? Let us see. We are discussing culture. Do you know? This is from Congo. This is Congolese music. This is from that west side that is not Nigeria. This is not... There's a lot of Western countries, and they have a whole range of... This came before even all these Davidos were hitting the scene, yeah? This was big. This is what my dad used to listen to, and put his trousers were almost touching his face. You know, there was a style of pulling the trousers up to the face. And suspenders and all that.
Wait, was it Lingala or Rumba?
No, Rumba is also like that. It's because it's the same people who do the same that kind of music.
Nah, it's the waistline.
Pepe Kale. I don't know. There was people who are famous.
Wait, what happened to men's waistline?
Because of twerking, we have been pulled to sagging as well. It's not good, you know. So we were talking about the African culture versus the Western culture. I've said probably language. If we tried to still hold on to our languages, and I know this is happening even in Africa. Even in Africa right now, the kids living and being raised in the city do not know how to speak some languages, and they're still in Africa. So this is not a problem just for the people in the Western countries. This is a problem that we also have back home. We need to know the importance of all these things. Holding on to your culture. It is important. It is your identity. I love that for now, like up to now. See, like Nigeria, now if you go anywhere in the world and say you're looking for a Nigerian place to eat, I think in every, I don't know, locality or city, anywhere in the world probably, you'll find a place. I think Kenyans are trying, but I've not seen somewhere I've gone and heard of Ugandan place to just Ugandan stuff.
There is,
but like, is it as much?
No.
Okay, there's other countries. You know, there's like 50 countries, in Africa. So imagine if we were all pushing for the same. Just as all of you eat Chinese, you all know Chinese meals. You all know everything.
The Chinese
you
just
know
call it
Chinese.
food.
You know, I don't know. There's other. You know, it's a lot of other countries that are selling. You know, there's a fast food called Jollibee.
What is he selling?
Jollibee is a fast food, but it's from Philippines. So it's just like KFC, but they added how they do their foods, and then it's a franchise now. It's all over Dubai. I've seen it. I was very surprised to see it here.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, it's actually just next to, if you go down the Calabash Road up to that signal, it's on the left, I think. It's just close to the other fast foods. That's what I'm talking about. Even our food should be out there being sold. Right now, there's Chinese in China teaching black kids Chinese and doing videos that are going viral. Some are taking advantage of that. Why is there no African somewhere teaching other people? That is what I mean. It is a cultural push. Because once you start embracing it, like even the music, how it started, it was, I was listening to the video on Trevor Noah's show, and he was being asked, how do you think, or what made your music like break off, like just Nigerian music as a whole? He said it's because the people who are in clubs, even in Miami, they're coming, they're saying we buy a bottle, but we want to listen to the video. So even people do not know who that is. But since these guys are spending, and they love their thing, they asked for it, and then what happened? It got played so much that everybody else loved it. Right now, look at the restaurant in Glasgow, Calabash. How many white people are eating our food?
So many.
So many love it, right? So even our fashion and everything, actually it's all borrowed. Look at Burberry. Burberry is literally Maasai stripes put in a nice way.
Yeah.
So they're just
In a
taking
brown
stuff
colour,
because you guys are not pushing it, or not doing it. Someone else from the Western country will look at it, love it, put a twist on it. I saw someone who took the Kenyan bracelet, and he's a white person partnering with Adidas, doing the bracelets, but now from all over the world, packaged nicely.
But wait, where did it come from originally?
That's what I'm saying. They take something we already have that we are not taking full control of, use it, sell it back to us, and then you'll see someone with a Burberry t-shirt, a Gucci sweater, enjoying that they bought it for 1,000, and obviously it will be a black person wearing the best Gucci, but you are just wearing your culture from a white person.
That leather you got it from the Maasai people.
Exactly.
It's the same. I mind more quality, but it's like I was even but also those I was just walking, and I think I had this conversation, I don't know from what, and I was just speaking Swahili, and this white man spoke Swahili. I saw a couple of times when I'm in the train or anywhere, they'll ask me where I'm from, and they start speaking Swahili, and they'll be like, I'll be surprised and be like, at this point Swahili is really growing, not because of Tanzania, but we're embracing it, the language itself. even
But I feel like Tanzania, Swahili is not really being.
yeah.
You see, there's a problem here. Diamond is the most streamed
It
artist
does not
in
matter
Africa.
about who they are, but are they not actually taking it there? I have a couple of white friends.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I do say I'm very proud of them when they make a full sentence without my help.
Okay.
They'll make a full sentence in Swahili correctly. It's not because I taught them.
Yeah.
They'll come to me and be like, "Oh, you're Kenyan. You're Kenyan.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I know something." They'll be like, "Jambo." I have customers at Calabash. They may not be Kenyans or anything. They'll be like, "Mambo, uko sawa," and before they leave, they'll be like, "Haya kwaheri." Just those 3 words.
That's what I'm talking
and I'm
about.
like, okay, that's cool.
That's what I'm talking about. And I think we should do it on all levels.
Mm.
Let's not just think it's music. Let's do it with the language. Let's do it with how we dress. Let's do it with how we walk, how we talk, how
Today,
we...
that's what we're embracing.
Exactly. And that's why we chose this topic. This topic is to tell you, to encourage
and
you
the
that
culture and
our
our
culture
wear.
is so rich. It's so beautiful. Our culture is borrowed. You see, Kim Kardashian and all those people, they go for plastic surgery because our culture,
They're trying to be
they want
African.
to be us. So why are we not celebrating ourselves? Coming In is a group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys will remember this song.
Mm-hmm.
Coming In is a group called Makoma. This was dope back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they disappeared to. Let's play a little bit of Makoma, then come back. This was a gospel song. I think the whole group was doing gospel. They were based in Netherlands, but they're also from Congo, I think. And they were way about, like they were just too early, you know? Their time was not yet. I don't know where they went. We're back to our topic, African culture. What is Halloween? I am shocked. I am shook at how Africans are on the streets wearing a Batgirl, Batman, Bat what. At least if it's an African who's in Africa, you know, it's kind of, for me, understandable. But you're here and you don't have anything of yours to do Halloween in? Hey? Terry, what did you go for Halloween as? Let's see the people who are selling us out here. What were you for Halloween? What were you?
Well, some people say I dressed up in my... Okay, it's not really... I dressed up on more of my South African side.
Oh, really?
You know the uniform, the South African uniform.
Yeah, like the short skirt,
The baggy- yeah.
tall, like long.
Yeah. long
At
boots.
least.
My Halloween costume was a school. Was my uniform back in. Okay, it's a South African uniform.
Yeah, but me, I wouldn't understand someone from Africa not doing something African for Halloween, like, because how do people even know we have stuff if we just keep doing what they do? We have a lot of things you could dress up as. You know, in Ghana, there's very scary face masks we could do for Halloween and just
I'm
do our own
actually
Halloween
on Google
party.
right now.
Yeah.
I never knew what the real meaning of Halloween meant.
Please read it out.
But it says Halloween
Yeah.
comes from All Hallows Eve, being the evening before the Christian holidays.
Okay. What I'm saying is this. If you're an African living in the West countries, for Halloween, represent Africa. Don't be Batgirl, Batman, I don't know who from which.
But do we have any superheroes in Africa, by the way?
Hey, be Wakanda. You
Oh,
do
true.
the whole tribe of Wakanda.
Yes.
And you know, it's not even about superheroes. Everyone was, like Cardi B was the cartoon, was dressed as a cartoon from this show, that Family Guy. So they're just doing their things, right? We have a lot of things we can represent and show up as, so that they will also look and say, what is that? Like
And
they
then you
ask me,
explain.
what are you? Oh, I am a Maasai from this place and this place. It's in Africa, it does this.
And, they asked
And
me, I
then
said I
for
was a
them, they
schoolgirl.
will, if you don't need to ask them, you just check Netflix, you'll know what they are, because it's all over and it's, you know. And that's what I'm saying. We're not selling ourselves enough. We're not celebrating ourselves enough by doing our things our way. We can even do that, okay, Christmas, or do whatever, but we have to add our spice. That is what we do. When we dance, we add our spice. When we eat, our food is not whitish and plain. It has spices left, right, and center. And if you go to another place, to another country, the spice will taste different. If you go to Kenya, go to Uganda already, food is different. It's so, you know. And that will be our show today. I hope you enjoyed the show.
So what's the highlights of the day?
The highlight was like we
Embrace.
danced today and we said embrace your culture, embrace who you are, embrace where you're from. I'm gonna leave you with a very, 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 very nice Kalenjin song. Kalenjin is a tribe in Kenya. This song is by someone called Emily Kosgei, married by a Nigerian pastor called Anselm Madubuko. I hope I said that right. And it's called Taunet Telel.
What does it mean?
Please ask me another one. I just love the song.
It just means till eternity.
Till eternity.
I think.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for joining our show. This was the African Warriors Show. www.jamboradio.co.uk. Tune in next Tuesday, same time, and we'll be having more open discussions about interesting stuff.
Nice.
And that is our show tonight.
Bye,
Cheers.
everybody.
Bye-bye.